So lesson 4, we are going to be working with CSS. So we're basically going to make your pages colorful and look pretty. So for those of you who think they've looked pretty boring up till now, you will really enjoy working with CSS. So a couple reminders before we kind of get into what you're going to be doing in the various assignments. The test of everyday reasoning needs to be done by February 8th. Thank you to those of you who've already done it. It is worth 20 points extra credit, which is pretty significant in this course. It can make the difference between getting a 3.0 and a 3.5 or a 3.5 and a 4.0. So I highly encourage you to do the test. And then we are going to be going through chapter 3. You'll notice that it's not the entire chapter, so you only really need to review those pages. And then you're going to go through the lecture demo, which basically expands on what's in the book, because the book is a reference book. It doesn't go into great detail on CSS, and you do need to have a pretty thorough understanding of CSS for your certification exam. So the lecture demo goes through your CSS in much greater detail. There are links to interactive exercises with suggestions on things that you can change. And I highly encourage you to go out there and work with the interactive exercise, because that's how you learn. And you learn by doing. So if you come out here, you'll notice that the color is red. They've got Hello World. And in CSS, there's all sorts of different color names you can use. So all of your basic colors you can change. And then you can see how it looks. Okay, so I do encourage you to come out here, because when you type it in, you remember. Okay? You can't really remember from just reading. So as you go through here, you will see links to interactive exercises, and then I also have examples that you can look at. Okay, so this is an example of an external style sheet. Actually, it's the style sheet. I have at a website for this class. And you might be thinking, whoa, that is a lot. You will learn how to do all of this and more before the end of the semester. So as you go through this, click on the links, take a look. If it's interactive, try it out. Okay, and this just expands on what's in the book. Then your next step is to go through the textbook assignment, which kind of goes with the lecture demo. And the textbook assignment is more directive. I have links to videos that basically show you and tell you how to do everything. So as you go through here, there's code that you can key, but I will tell you, if you can highlight it like this, you can also copy and paste. Any code I don't want you to copy and paste, I put in as a graphic. Okay? So just kind of an FYI. So each one of these tasks have videos that go with, and you can kind of just work your way through. When you get to somewhere you need to download, make sure that you're not in Microsoft Edge or the Internet Explorer. Those two browsers are Microsoft browsers, and they actually will change things in the file. We do not want that, because that will mess you up. So any of the other browsers are fine. You're going to right-click and save link as. And this is a graphic. So again, right-click. Sometimes it'll say save image as, or you can do save link as. Okay. And so as you work through here, I encourage you to watch the videos, because they do show you how to do everything. Okay, so this is much more directive. And when you are done with this one, you're going to click on the drop box and just enter a comment that says you're done. And then you'll move on to the lab assignment, which is more open-ended. So with the lab assignment, you basically kind of do your own thing, typically. And for the first part, you're going to be doing an internal style sheet. And you're going to need to pick a color scheme. So I do have a link here to a color wheel that will help you. And here is kind of a sample of minimum requirements for your internal style sheet. And you'll notice that this is not CSS code, okay? So you can't just copy this and paste it. You have to actually key in the CSS, okay? So this is requirements with points. This is not CSS, okay? I do have an example that I did for my clickable page, and what you're gonna do on your clickable page is the same thing. You're gonna style it with CSS. So this is what you worked on last week, where you have the links to the larger graphics. Now you're going to make it look pretty. Okay, so that is an example of what I did for mine. Yours, I'm sure, will look different. Okay, and then part 2 involves updating your assignment page with links. And so I have my code here. If you named your files differently, then you need to match how you named your files. The folders and files are case sensitive when you put them online. So they may work on your computer, but if you transfer them and they don't work, it is because you've used the wrong upper and lower case. You haven't matched how you created the folders and how you named your files. Okay? Online, upper and lower case is different. Okay, so these are my links. They match how I created the folders and files, and you have to match how you did. You need to create a color scheme, and there were several websites that we had discussed in the lecture. You can also take a background graphic, upload it to Lunapix, and have Lunapix show you hexadecimal color values from your graphic, okay? And I have a video that shows you how to do that. For your assignment page, you need an external style sheet, and these are minimum requirements, okay? And again, this is not CSS. You can copy and paste. Okay, so you are going to have to key in the CSS. And this is an example of what it might look like. Okay, and then you do need an inline style for the footer that changes the alignment, background color, color of the text, the width, and the padding. So that's an example of what I did. And then you're going to want to validate your pages. Now, eventually I have you stop doing this. It is good if you're known for making typos, or if you typically delete closing tags or something like that. It is helpful, but quite often it flags things that aren't really errors. So I'm going to let you guys use your own good judgment on that. If you aren't making errors, if you're not missing tags, it's probably not really necessary. Okay, so down here in the grading, this is what you're going to be scored on. Okay, and when you're done, when you have it transferred live online, then you're going to come into your Dropbox and indicate that you're done. The last thing that you need to finish this week is the discussion forum. Discussion forums are easy points, okay? Several people didn't do it last week. Make sure you do the discussion forums. It's easy points, it's interesting, it's nice to interact with each other. So I highly encourage that you do them. For this one, you're going to select a CSS property you want to learn more about, and then you're going to research that property using the internet. And I've kind of listed some pages for ideas, and basically you'll just do a Google search, and then you're going to post what property you researched, give me a link to the property, and then explain what the purpose of the CSS property is and how it can be used in pages. Okay, that is worth 6 points. Proper spelling, grammar is worth 2 points. So just by giving me a link and a little summary, you get 8 points. Then I would like you to read each other's posting and reply to at least one. Okay, that's additional 2 points. This is not super time consuming, and it's worth 10 points. Okay, so let me know if you guys have any questions at all. But that is our overview for the week.